early afternoon. We are semi-live. I'm Andy Andrews. You joined us on the Blue Plate Special. It is 12:15, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I don't even know who is playing on the games on Thanksgiving. I don't really know. So I hope your team wins, whatever your team is. But we're here in beautiful downtown Orange Beach, in the financial district of Orange Beach. We call it the Wharf, and other people pronounce it the Wharf, but we actually don't make that H silent. We call it the Wharf, and we have the Southeast's largest, what is that thing? Is it, it's not a merry-go-round, a Ferris wheel. A Ferris wheel. The Southeast's largest Ferris wheel. That's how it is billed anyway. I'm not sure southeast of what. I'm not sure if it's Southeast United States, Southeast Alabama. It wouldn't be Southeast Alabama because we're in Southwest Alabama, and that would make it the Southwest's largest Ferris wheel. But in any case, we got a big Ferris wheel here. We also have the Marlin statues and the escalator statues, which are just absolutely incredible. We'd like to say hi to all the studio audience. We're glad you guys are here, and Julie and Sonia over in the booth there. And we're going to talk today. We've had such a good time talking about old-timey Thanksgiving recipes and old-timey medicinal healing things lately that we want to talk. We want to keep up that weird culture going before Thanksgiving. And today we're going to talk about weird Thanksgiving foods. All right, so these are some I have gone online to really research this, and I've also asked some friends, what's the weirdest thing you've ever had on Thanksgiving? And I actually had somebody say with a straight face to me, so this will be number one, had somebody say with a straight face to me, my mom used to cook frog eye salad. Now, my first question was, she cooked it? She cooked? He said, well, she made it. I said, okay, what is in frog eye salad? And actually, you'll be happy to know it has no amphibious origins. It's a mix of little pasta pearls, like orzo pasta, little pasta pearls, and pineapple chunks that have been cut into little bitty, I guess, frog eye size pieces, mandarin oranges into frog eye size pieces, and tiny marshmallows that have been cut into fourths or eighths. And then they put it in some kind of creamy stuff, you know, like he said it was like a custard-like dressing, but I don't know if it's a dressing as much as that sounds kind of like a dessert, and calling it frog eye salad just so the kids would like it. But sounds like kind of a quirky Thanksgiving thing. Frog eye salad. And that gets my vote. I'm a thumbs up on that. I would eat frog eye salad. All right, number two, Jell-O salad. Now, this covers about 1 million different forms. And I know if you've ever eaten Thanksgiving at your grandmother's, you surely to goodness you have eaten Jell-O salad of some kind. This is the epitome of Thanksgiving vintage charm. It's now Polly makes something that we actually call it green. Are you going to make green for Thanksgiving? And she always does. It's like a Jell-O salad with Miracle Whip and I say salad. It doesn't seem like a salad to me. You know, salad is like lettuce and stuff, but that's why we don't call it Jello salad. We call it green, and has lime Jello, Miracle Whip, pecans that are suspended in it, and it's a little bit wobbly, and that stuff lasts forever. I mean, you can be in February, Valentine's Day. You go, we still got some green in the refrigerator from Thanksgiving. You can eat it. I guess maybe because it's green, it doesn't show that it's got anything on it. Now maybe I hadn't waited all the way until Valentine's Day, but I'll tell you this. I've eaten it 10 days after Thanksgiving. And I like it for Christmas too. I like green for Christmas too. So Jello, what they call Jello salad, it gets a partial thumbs up from me because green is all the way thumbs up. But I'm giving it this in case somebody puts something weird in their Jello. All right, number 3. Succotash. Now, I just got to tell you, if you don't even tell me what succotash is, I don't want it. Because that just sounds nasty. Now, it's corn and lima beans, and it's canned corn, and it's those canned, big old nasty canned lima beans they used to serve in your high school cafeteria. And they just put it all together. So we ain't got enough corn. We ain't got enough lima beans. Let's put it together. What can we call it? I don't know, but this stuff sucks. Okay, let's call it succotash. That's just a nasty name for something. It's a nasty name for something that is nasty. I like canned corn. I don't like them nasty lima beans. Oh, they have that ooze coming out of them, and it gets on the corn. It's on the and that texture, that's kind of smooth. I am a thumbs down on succotash. Oh, let me get this succotash thing out of my mind. All right. Now, I had a friend tell me that his mother always made pickled cabbage delight. And I said, no, wait. Pickled cabbage? He said, delight. I said, so it's good? He said, no, it's delight. It's pickled cabbage delight. It's like baked Alaska or eggs Benedict. It's pickled cabbage delight. I said, well, what is it? He said, well, it's kind of an alternative, to traditional green stuff at Thanksgiving. And he said she made it with purple cabbage, and so then she'd pickle it with vinegar, and it'd bring this just like kind of mouth-crunching balance to the richness of the other dishes. By the way, when somebody says something is too rich to me, that just means I want more of it. People go, well, I just can't eat much of that. That's just too rich for me. I'm like, well, give me the rest of yours, because I'll eat it all. I mean, that is just so rich. Yeah? Well, give it to me, because this pan of brownies, those brownies, they're good, but they're just so rich. I can only eat a half of one. Really? Give me your other half and the rest of the pan. All right. Now, I am kind of a halfway thumb on pickle cabbage delight. And the reason I'm a half a thumb is I like slaw. And that sounds kind of like slaw. But I am thumbs up on Kentucky Fried Chicken slaw, and I am thumbs down on grocery store slaw. because Kentucky Fried Chicken slaw is sweet. But the grocery store slaw that Polly gets sometimes is like, it's like, man, did somebody accidentally pour a whole thing of apple cider vinegar in this? So I'm going to go thumb sideways on pickled cabbage delight. I'm holding out my reservations on whether it's actually a delight or not. Now, number 5, candied yams. Okay, I will admit, I'm from the South. I don't know the difference in a yam and a sweet potato. Is there a difference in a yam and a sweet potato, Matt?
I believe so, but I'm not sure I could taste the difference. I don't know.
Well, you're from the South, too. I think yams come in a can.
Yams do come in a can.
I have never seen canned sweet potatoes. But they used to serve right next to those nasty lima beans in our high school cafeteria. They'd have yams because they're like in chunks. They're in chunks, and they taste like sweet potatoes, but they're just the texture is not as good. But candied yams glazed with butter, brown sugar, and a hint of cinnamon will make this sticky sweet thing that people have on their Thanksgiving table, and they top it with marshmallows. And this adds like a sweet, gooey kind of thing to the meal. Now, I will say, we had Thanksgiving dinner at Melanie Martin's. This is like 3 years ago. And her daughter, Missy, from Atlanta, who Missy is just, she's awesome. Missy and Clay, and their 3 daughters, they're just awesome. But Missy was making she's from the South. She probably called it sweet potatoes, but it had the marshmallows on it. And Clay and I looked over toward the oven, and it looked like somebody had tossed napalm in the oven. I mean, flames. I'm not talking about, wow, is something burning? Wow, do I smell smoke? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, it's like blazes coming out of the oven. And I couldn't help because I was laughing too hard. I couldn't help. Clay couldn't help because Missy was kind of freaking out. And so Missy kind of grabbed something, she's like grabbing at the pan, reaching through the flames, and the flames like but I don't know how we put it out. And I say we. It wasn't a we, because I was like on the floor laughing at this point, just in wishing to God afterwards that I had gotten my video going. Oh my God! Because I mean, it was pretty neat. Now, I am gonna go. I hate to do this. This is gonna make somebody mad, but I'm gonna go thumbs down on yams because we have sweet potatoes with pecan brown sugar topping. I mean, anybody can throw some little marshmallows on a bunch of canned yams. And so I'm going to go thumbs down on them. Thumbs up on the sweet potatoes. Thumbs down on the yams. Number 6, mincemeat pies. Okay, now this is kind of a relic from the past because mincemeat pies, the reason they're called that is because when they were invented, they actually contained minced meat. Therefore, that's why they call minced meat pies. But they would mince meat. And it would be like deer and turkey and squirrel and gopher and turtle. And they'd mix it up and put stuff in it so that you couldn't taste anything. And that was a minced meat pie. And today, it's dried fruits and spices sometimes a splash of brandy there, and it's put in a pie shell. And so it's kind of sweet, spicy, and it's supposed to evoke a sense of nostalgia. And I'm like, when I read that, it evokes a sense of nostalgia. I thought, I'm not sure what is nostalgia that would evoke in me, because I never ate pies of minced up gopher meat with so much pepper and stuff on it that you couldn't taste the gopher. And I don't think I'd be nostalgic for that anyway. So I'm gonna give a thumb sideways to mincemeat pies, because the modern version I would eat. The old version I wouldn't touch on a dare. Number 7. Now, I've never heard of this, but I can imagine it really good. And I think this is so hilarious that I may make it Thursday and just bring it out to the table. You ready? Bologna cake. All right, imagine layers of bologna, mayonnaise, mustard, cheese, bread, stacked like a cake. All right, cut the crust off the bread and stack it like a cake, and maybe make it about that big, or make it in a cake pan or something, and then garnish it on the top with olives or parsley or something. But bologna cake. I mean, that sounds like something. We talked the other day how poor people foods became rich people foods, right? Because, poor people used to eat brains. Now rich people eat sweetbreads. Poor people used to eat tongue. And now, rich people, poor people would eat goose livers, and rich people eat foie gras. Prisoners would eat lobsters. Now rich people. And so something in there appeals to me about bologna cake. And I don't know which way that's going. I don't know if that's poor to rich or rich to poor, but something in there makes me laugh about bologna cake. So I'm giving a full thumbs up. Hey, how about fried bologna cake? There you go, fried bologna cake. I'm giving that a thumbs up. All right, from thumbs up to a thumb under the table way down, number 8. Oh, my mouth is watering in the bad way as I'm about to say this. You know how you go, oh, my mouth is watering, and that makes, and just like you're saying, I'm hungry. But right before you throw up, your mouth waters too. And my mouth is watering in the bad way. Aspic. Okay, this is another gelatin thing. And it was made popular in the Depression, in the 1930s. It's called a chilled savory jelly made from meat or fish stock. All right, now let me just tell you what this is. Oh my God. And the reason I know what this is because my wife will occasionally make tomato aspic. Okay, aspic is you're using Knox gelatin in like a fish stock or a meat stock, using Knox gelatin to make it get jello-y, kind of hard jello, and you're putting it in the refrigerator so that it chills, and then you put all kind of stuff in it. You can put meat, or you can put artichokes or lima beans or corn or succotash, or you can put whatever in there. You know, Polly would make this tomato aspic because she and her best friend liked it. And she would put like stewed tomatoes and olives in it. And so it had this kind of reddish hue with dark red splashes and green splash. And do you know what Austin and Adam called it growing up? Boogers and blood. I'm not eating. I mean, there you go. I ain't eating that. That looks like boogers and blood. And on the thing I read about these about Thanksgiving adventurous Thanksgiving, it says that aspic would be a welcome addition to your Thanksgiving menu. It would spark curiosity and intrigue. Yeah, right. I'm just telling you, man, that is the nastiest stuff. That is a thumb way down. Aspic, boogers and blood. All right, now we go to a thumb way up. Here is something that my parents would drink when I was a kid, and I drank this when I was a kid. Hot Dr. Pepper. You ever heard of hot Dr. Pepper? Julie, have you ever heard of hot Dr. Pepper? Well, you're from Iowa, you wouldn't have. But hot Dr. Pepper, it's just like Dr. Pepper out of a can or out of a bottle, heated with a lemon slice in it. And so, and what you do is you get it hot, but don't boil it because it'll boil the bubbles out. But my parents would drink this on winter evenings, and I don't know why somebody would drink that instead of hot Coke or hot Fanta Orange, but hot Dr. Pepper is really good. And so you try some hot Dr. Pepper and Facebook or me or something and tell me that you don't like that. All right? So I'm giving that 2 thumbs way up. Number 10. Now, this one isn't too strange until you think about how it's created. I'm talking about a turducken. Okay, so first, you debone a chicken, and you stuff the deboned chicken into a duck you deboned. Then you stuff the deboned duck and the deboned chicken, and you cram them into a turkey that you debone. This is the Russian doll of Thanksgiving. You know, you just kind of keep going. And I would think if you do a turducken, you could put a deboned quail inside the chicken. And then if you manage to shoot a hummingbird with your BB gun, you could put a hummingbird inside the quail. Huh?
I've seen people also make it with an octopus and a turkey, and it looks like the octopus is crawling out of the turkey. It's kind of frightening.
Yeah, that would be too much. You remember that movie Alien?
Yeah, it's long.
Remember where that thing burst out of that guy's chest and went, yeah, the octopus coming out of the turkey, that would be too weird. All right. I'm gonna give the turduck quail hummerkin, I'm gonna give that a sideways, because I like turkey, I like duck, I like chicken, I like quail, and I've never disliked hummingbird. I don't know that I'd like them all at once, but I'm going to give it a sideways. Okay. Number 11, talking about stuffing things in other things. Here's something this will tear up the roof of your mouth. But I looked up other stuffings, other turkey stuffings. And so a few years ago, evidently, people began opting for unconventional stuffings when they were preparing their turkey. And a big thing people got hooked on was breakfast cereal. Now, the number one breakfast cereal that people like as a stuffing for their turkey is Captain Crunch. And to me, boy, that tear up the roof of your mouth. That stuff is hard, man. But there are all kind of recipes on the internet if you're interested in stuffing your turkey with something other than the traditional stuffing. All right, number 12. I've just got to get a bottle of this, and I want a bottle of it, not to try. I just want to put a bottle of it somewhere where people can see it. You know, you've seen Jones Soda. You've seen Jones Soda. Every once in a while, Jones Soda will make some nearly undrinkable flavor. And several Thanksgivings, they have released a full-on Thanksgiving dinner pack that includes a turkey and gravy flavored soda. Jones, I don't even think Indiana Jones would drink that stuff, even if it was required to retrieve a treasure. But one of the reviews that I read online for it said it was like drinking saline solution. I'm going to give a thumbs down to turkey and gravy soda, which you know the color is brown. Which I guess that's not too much of a turnoff. A lot of sodas are brown. But here's the last. And this is not even on the list because I'm not even recommending this. I'm not even going to give this a thumbs down because I can't go down to the first floor to dig a hole in the ground and stick my thumbs down in it. I'm talking English pea casserole. That is the worst. And I know you've heard me say it before, but I'm just telling you, English pea casserole. It's a gift from hell. When Satan was kicked out of heaven, when Lucifer was kicked out of heaven, God kicked him out of heaven, and he had an English pea casserole in one hand and a green bean casserole in another can. Who in the heck ever thought of taking mushy things and putting cream of mushroom soup and then sprinkle some canned onion rings on it? God almighty. That is just, cancel Thanksgiving if you're going to have English pea casserole on the table. I don't even want it in the kitchen. I don't even want it in the neighborhood. Oh, God help me. And God help you if you have English pea casserole for Thanksgiving. It's bad enough mushy English peas, mushy mushroom soup, mushy cheese. It's just, I can't stretch that enough. I can't disapprove enough of English pea casserole. And my mouth is watering again. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Tomorrow on Wisdom Harbor, if you are a subscriber to Wisdom Harbor, you might get an amazing recipe. Happy Thanksgiving.